Okay, watch out, folks. This is not for the children. This is an idea connecting a thought about pump for me, pump your mind, pump your body, mind, body, series. Thank you, Mistress B. The idea that I had about the Samsung commercial and all of the storylines that they could weave into a storyline that then increases customers' engagement with their product and so forth, and so on. That idea is also applicable to, and this is why I'm here, so kids, please exit the room. Do do people at Samsung think about the same thoughts that people such as Mistress B wanting to promote her product, whatever the product is? I don't know if she's holding it. I don't know if she's squatting on it, or I don't know if she's looking at it. These are all the thing. These are the things that people wouldn't normally ask themselves while looking at a video of this happening. If that can make sense, or if I can make sense saying that. But from an advertising marketing standpoint, I'm curious where the customer is and where the product is. Put it that way. So normally, and maybe I should. Oh, see, interesting. So now that I have both of these playing, interesting. So yoga, buy it. See, she's got. This is very distracting, so I'm gonna have to. As I'm sure you can imagine, I am loading that one, so I'm going to have to pop that one out, start playing it. Do that. My gosh, then that. There we go. Alright. Sorry, lady. A little distracting. Now I can pause it. So basically, what I just saw in 40 seconds on her Twitter page was different ideas that I saw she could use based on what I just thought I saw Samsung use in their ad. I was thinking, oh, they could do this with it, or she could do this with it. So this is like a weird. That's why I was asking what in a normally in an adult in the adult industry context sort of way, the exchange is made between a male and a female. Let's just for general conversational purposes put it that way. So when the the exchange is made, what am I trying to say? Yeah, what was I trying to say? Oh, product and customer. So normally there's always a customer. But in this case, if I was scrolling by it and I wasn't, I don't know, thinking dirty thoughts, or I wasn't like in, if I wasn't a customer, how do I say this? Basically, if a digital girlfriend, let's put it that way, if a digital girlfriend could convince you to spend your precious time and attention with her, she will spend her precious time and attention with you for a fee. See what I did there? Basically, the reason why Twitter And here I'm going to go back and hopefully Bratty Nikki. See, I've been making my rounds. 2 beta play, whatever that means. So this chick, or whomever, Twitter ads, Twitter's ads restrict adult content. So now enter adult content. Boom. Interesting. So, okay. All right. To me, this says Twitter doesn't really restrict adult content, I guess, to me. And sorry, kids, you shouldn't be watching this, or don't watch this if you are, whatever. But literally, in the knowledge that I know, where am I going with this? If Twitter doesn't accept adult content as an adult content contender, whatever they call themselves, and can I find... Oh no, it was a tweet. Where was it? Let's see if I can find it, because I literally had this question, and I was DMing it with someone, or to someone, because I don't know if people want to talk to me in public with the freaking weird questions I ask. What am I going? Profile. So it was one that I had sent to her. I like this Missy Elliott. See, and there was another Bitcoin that... Well, there's another video to explain that. It's basically what that means. But where... Wells Fargo... Dang it. Digitalgirlfriend.com. I think that's what her name was. Anyway, I had found her somewhere. Anyways, I'd found her somewhere, and so I asked the question, like... Oh, wait, I think I had it here. Hey, thanks. Yeah, so... like any good con man does, they make something up. I try to come off as... All right, so bear with me, but in order to ask people about getting payments, it's like when you talk to remittance markets about fees that affect your family, your how much value your family gets back. For some reason, and I don't know if it's because my comedic mind thinks like this. I have the comedic mind and the engineering one. The comedic mind thinks making it... I was watching a lot of Mrs. Maisel, and I almost imagined her like, what if she moonlight as a porn star, but then was a comedic during the day, but then talked about her... And it was like, oh no, that's just a, skin Showtime special porno flick that's made off a spin-off of Mrs. Maisel because it's so successful. Wherever that thought was going, it's there if you want it. Basically a spin-off show. So for some reason I've been thinking about prostitution, the oldest, what's it called? The oldest profession, and the propensity for that profession to be very quick to adopt new technologies, which is why it brings me into the Bitcoin space. So all these very small threads that connect all these topics that keep popping into my head have literally caused me to put scenarios together in my head. And that's why, like Naomi Brockwell, I was following her. I think she just started following me. I want to engage in a conversation with her when the time is right, the time comes, whatever. As is everyone I'd find on my DM. And as you can see with this one, it's straight up question. Sure, I'm lying, and you didn't really say, or you didn't. We didn't have any connection before this, but I'm going to pretend like we did, just so I catch you off guard. That's the point of that. I'm curious what your experience is within your industry as far as collecting payments go. Now, when I asked the chick from the Girlfriend Online, whatever her name is, I restructured it to, because the impression that I got from looking at her profile was she doesn't have a problem accepting payments, but she is advertising. So I think in the tweet that I sent to her, because she didn't have her direct messages open, I think I asked, are you advertising or something or other, trying to get at the same point at a different angle is what I was trying to do. And my point is, hey, if you accept cryptocurrencies over the internet, you will probably be setting yourself up for the future of the internet pretty quickly. And it's like a weird sort of, you're in the DVD era, or sorry, the VHS era, and the DVDs are coming in. Who's going to be the first to use them? Do the math. So that's why I'm kind of curious. Hey, if these adult products can get to market faster, if I were a marketer, this is the question I'd ask. If these products could get to the market faster and cheaper, would people be interested in what they are? I don't know. Like, this freaking shit that I come up with, I don't know if everyone else thinks or if I'm the only one. So I literally am left to recording myself think about these things. Because, try this. Go find... Here. Kids, close your eyes. Where is she? Oh, Nikki, where'd you go? Here. Go talk to Nikki. Spoiled bratty financial domination princess. So yes, these ladies have a product. They want it. And in exchange for it, you give them your money. Yeah. Thank you for the drop. But this is happening. So this is like technological for me to, let's cover her up there. We don't need to. That's about the same as her. Brady, what are you trying to do? Oh, jeez, I can't hide. Ah! Sorry, we want to make sure that... See, now that I know how to do this... If this ends up happening... TMI. Appreciate it. But I guess I'm not covering up any more than her bikini is. So, this is happening now, folks. Spoiled bratty financial domination princess, sorry, impress me. Literally, she can go online and receive money from talking to people on here. So, guess what happens when freaking weirdo payments Brady comes along and says, oh, wow, the adult industry was very pivotal in the adoption of the internet and DVDs and perhaps digital content. They were sort of at the forefront of that adoption. What's happening now in the adult industry, and what are those problems? Then I want to take it a step further and even ask, can anything crypto asset, digital payment, settlement, instantly speaking things, products, be available to ladies such as Brandy Nikki, who, come on folks, let's give it up. You can't just, slip into that kind of body and keep it there enough to, well, shit, this was last year, so, or no, sorry, the end of this past, This wasn't that many days ago. Anyway, in order to maintain that, it takes work. So what she does isn't, quote, easy and shouldn't be looked at as easy. And maybe that's why I'm doing this. I have no idea. But back to my point. Try and have a conversation with her about payments. Because if she has an issue with a payment, guess who's going to be very receptive to putting in a little more legwork and doing a little above and beyond to please their mistress? And those, I'm assuming, are the words that are used that would describe that feeling, I think, if I'm correct. So the conversations that happen between people such as Bratty Nikki and, fill in the blank, whoever else she's talking with, for a fee, because they like to give her money, so she likes to tell them to... Whatever the conversations she has with her customers, there is an exchange made, and it was only after they identified each other. So to me, that's an economy. To me, that's blockchain. To me, those are already waiting to be put on a digital platform to happen in virtual reality and augmented reality, fill in the blank. So to me, the faster I get Bratty Nikki to, the quicker I can get her out of the, hey, when guys want to approach you on DMs for Twitter, if they haven't sent a picture that has said, I sent you $20, you block them. Literally, that's happened to me. So I've had to carefully use my words, and unfortunately in this case, I am kind of lying because I cut and pasted this from a response I gave to, actually, so this does have some truth, to Bitcoin Flash Girls. They liked something. And it was ironic because I had already asked them about Twitter and XRP January 18th at 6:23 p.m. And now that it's interesting, I had some tweet and they liked it. I said, oh shit, Bitcoin buoys are back. Thanks for the like. I'm, curious about your experience, because I had looked at their profile and it said something about live shows. So I was like, oh, tell me more. And what came back, I'm not sure is human per se, but they can speak English, so I'm gonna see how that conversation unfolds. Anyway, Nikki, all of the above. And you literally, look at this. You go to following. Okay, so she's following Citibank and Barack Obama. But there's just, I think one day, and see, they get very creative with these shots. Thanks, Lola. One day, I think I sent over 1,000 DMs, because I remember it was when I was listening to Gary Vee's podcast, and he had said something about direct messaging people. Like, you should have two people you pay minimum wage to direct message people from accounts, and if they get shut down, you open up another account and keep basically you direct message the out of people daily. Like, that's, if you have the money to do that, you should be doing that. That's basically the message he's trying to send. So I was like trying to gauge I was like, oh, I sent, and I'd go through them like this on my inbox in my DMs so that I could keep track of who I was saying to what and whatever. But after a while, the 1,000 of them kind of disappeared because no one, because I didn't respond with a tribute payment. So of course they're going to be like, what the hell? And I have, like, say, like this chick. This will be interesting to find out. So I don't really sadist rigor, femdom. Rigor, I'm guessing, is like hanging by things. Interesting. Here's the test. Ah, see? This is why I love freaking DMs. So here was one of my questions I would use. May I ask a very random question about sex and money? I was trying to be as like literal as possible without having any insinuendos or. But I don't want you thinking I'm trying to exchange the two. AKA, I want to show up to this conversation without you thinking I'm trying to ask for your service. But I want to talk to you about money and your service. Like, how do you how do you do that? And she has the correct answer. So just replace the word sex with income and money with accountant. So I was basically what I was saying with that was, okay, pretend like I'm your accountant. That's how I want to have this conversation. You know, that's who I want you to look at me as. Put it that way. And that's so I said that's how I want to talk. That's how I want to talk out it. Oh my gosh. See, here I am calling people out for. How long have I been doing this? 21 minutes. Here I am calling people out for not having grammatically correct tweets. And here I am. She probably read that and was like, okay, robot, whatever. You can pay me to talk about it. See? So she knows what's up. That's actually hilarious. And the first time someone has said that to me, basically out of the 1,000 out of the messages that I received responses from, 20 of them were like just flat straight no block. So for someone to actually say, yeah, you can talk to me, but you got to pay me first, I was actually taken aback because it was the first time it happened. She said, I'm a pro dom. It means I charge for my advice and time. Talk to you later. So that kind of angle makes a point better made that I think I was trying to make but may have gotten sidetracked. Anyway, thank you for your time and your attention. So basically my response was, oh, okay. Like, up until now, I've been trying to fake it with these. Yes, lady, sorry, but I'm faking it. Like, I'm trying to figure out off the cuff, on the fly, depending on what you say, how can my response steer us back to the conversation that you would have if you had an accountant that asked you, do you want to accept digital payments? Like, that's kind of the conversation I'm trying to have. But since I'm doing it through DM, this is challenging. So that was an interesting. Oh, so what was I saying about the? Right. So she may actually be more interested. So interesting. It would be interesting for this to work. Clipboard. A rant. Hey, thanks for the like. All this place. I'm trying to explain an idea that involves Samsung. No, how do you record an idea live? You find a company of VaynerMedia, Confidence live stream. See, I record these things in case I need them. I think this one I need to fix to make it what I want. Hey, thanks for the like. That didn't happen. I've already had somewhat of... let me get rid of this. I have engaged in a small amount of communication, so that means I can... I'm sorry to bother you. Thank you. Whoa, Missy, settle down now over there with that language. Sorry to bother you because I literally am. But I literally, starting at the end of this, are you going to develop your product? No, she already has it. Are you available product online? Yes, she does. She's fucking telling you to buy it. Industry experience, yes, she is, because she's in business. So what pertains to her is, sorry to bother you. Sorry to be nosy. Sorry to bother you. I think I've already started this out. Sorry to be nosy. Sorry to bother you and be nosy at the same time, but, and here comes the sales pitch, but I have some ideas, and I think I have some ideas, and I think they might be of some value to you. Literally. Value to you. Value to you. Or anyone else in your industry. AKA, if you can point me in the right direction to someone who might be interested in what I have to say, please point them out. But I don't think that's the case, but hey, you never know. I thank you for your time and your attention. So I'm totally gonna come back here and, sorry, Sombra, but you're gonna get another DM from me. Sorry to bother you and be nosy at the same time, but I have some ideas and I think they might be of some value to you or anyone else in your industry. Please don't, please, please don't mention tribute. Please don't ask me to pay you. Look, hey, if we agreed on a price and she was like, all right, dude, you're obviously not going to give up. You obviously aren't trying to scam me for anything. You obviously are interested in something. What is it that you want to talk to me about right now? If she understood that and we established the conversation at half a penny, I would pay her. I don't want that to mean that I value her input at half a penny, but if she understood, hell, if I had 1,000 XRP in my whatchamacallit, I think I only have, let me find out. I can find out exactly how much I have. Chrome. What was I doing? Save content streams. Dirty Bird. XRP tip. I think I have like less than one. Login. Twitter. I think. There you go. 601 cent. Balance. All right, so I have 0.5. Ooh, interesting. They've changed some stuff here. At Jack, I gave him something. Interesting. Lloyd Blankfind. Holler. Yeah, so I have 0.5. If I had like 1,000, whenever, I feel like such a cheap out, and I probably should just buy XRP so I can be like, look, I'm giving you 5 of these things, just take them. Because I think, hey, in a couple of years, if she keeps them there and they turn out to be $10 each, and she's like, wow, $50 from that dude. Hey, I remember that guy. I remember that conversation. That's what I want. So maybe I should just stop cheaping out and buy the XRP, or even worse, even more lazy, send the XRP I've already purchased, send 1,000 of them to my XRP Tipbot wallet so I can start tipping people. Like, oh, it is so hard to imagine an XRP being 30 cents right now. I give them away as if they're $10, put it that way. I do like 0.1 and 0.01 like it's my job. So that's Goddess, how do I try to describe that to you? I want to talk crypto, but Seriously, that might be of some value to you and anyone in your industry. Literally, if not, I understand this will be the last, literally, interruption. If not, I understand, and this will be the last interruption you will receive from me. Like, I don't want to sound like I'm from the 50s, but they certainly chose their words wisely back then. Like, what if I meet this chick 10 years from now at some freaking digital payments convention? I'm making it up, but what if that happens? She's like, "Hey, remember me? I'm that chick you talked to whatever, how many ever years ago it was on IM or on DM, and I'm pro dom." Like, if I remember that, if the next word out of her face, or if the next word out of her face, if the next word out of her mouth or look on her face isn't "I'm happy to see you. I enjoyed our conversation and thank you for being respectful about life, things, anything, everything." If that's not what comes to her face first, I will be dead paranoid. I'll be like, "Oh crap, what did I say?" Like, literally, if you don't conduct your online self as you would in public to people that you could actually meet, you need to go back to school. You need to go back to learn how to develop a brand, or a learn how to tell the truth online class. Like, if you go online to get away from telling the truth, that space that you reside in currently is going to become very small very quickly. And by very quickly, I could mean a year or 10. I don't know. I just know that that space on the internet is getting less and less valuable for people to hang out in. Send. Sorry to bother you. Literally. And so this is what I would. And then it would go all the way back up. So if I was like 20 miles down here. Oh, Princess Violet, I'm a god. All right, Violet. Let's do a trick number 2. See? All right, nothing. So she's a freshie. And that is by no means a she. Look, I don't know if she's. Let's find an older woman. Amber. Amber doesn't have any clothes on. But Amber. Oh, sorry, folks. Maybe I should have thought about this before I was trying to give an example. Okay, 18 plus, international model. Okay. No DMs. Well, so basically the point I was trying to make, maybe Princess Mandy, Michigan 18. See, she's trying to be responsible with the people that she has on her thing. Vegan. Oh, well, that's nice. Anyway, the point I'm trying to prove is I've had this idea. I'm trying to figure out where a new technology could fit in an industry that inhales technology because it needs to constantly shift and constantly be better because it's one of the oldest professions in the world. And now I can include adult the exchange of adult content can now be included in the umbrella of nice drop the adult industry. Prostitution isn't very sanitary. And I'm sure that's not a surprise to anyone. Let's go back. Oh, Nikki, there she is. You see, I wonder what Nikki's doing. Actually, I don't, but whatever. Oh, that'd be so good right now. Damn. So, sorry, back to the topic at hand. Crap, what was the topic at hand? Oh, adult industry payment systems. Yeah, it's only a matter of time. They they need to work. They need to work fast, and they need to work well. And the fact that they're cheap is going to be even better. But once people figure out how to pay for things online through Twitter for financial dominatrix, uh, kinky thing, whatever you want to. Oh, sanitary. That's what I was talking about. Yeah, selling adult themed content online is 100% 1,000 times more sanitary than a prostitute selling her services on the corner of a street at 3 o'clock in the morning on a Wednesday night. Or I guess that would make it Wednesday morning. Anyway, my point is, and this is so messed up. If this is like the worst political spin you could put on prostitution. If you could, and this is sort of where this comes from, but this was a thing that someone in the libertarian crew, something may have been talking about Bitcoin in some shape, way, form, or function. If the exchange of money between someone on Silk Road prevented them from going out to get their dangerous drugs in the dangerous world and potentially get shot, that kind of thing that wouldn't have to happen as a result of them buying their drugs from someone online who was willing to send it to them via the mailbox, aka Amazon, like how we shop. If someone's willing to do that and can pay for that and is willing to engage in that risk, that. Wow, now what was I going to compare that to? This is bad. This is horrible. Yeah, this is funny over there. Dirty bird. Um, yeah, so I guess you could hang around and wait for me to find my train of thought. Why did I leave it on C3 Nick? I was trying to make a point, but I can't remember what the point was. I don't know. The faster we get people familiar with using digital payments online to get things, the better. My point is the adult industry has been known to adopt uh, technologies before other industries adopt them. So that's kind of my move to the head of the river. I don't know if that's even an expression. Move to move to where you think the herd is going to be when they get there, if that makes sense. So it's like I want to show people. Oh, that might have been what I was talking about. I want to show people how to use XRP and the benefits of using it, so that when it's $10, you can literally pay for your. That's what I was saying. You can pay for your social dominatrix blah 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 through XRP instantly online. Bingo bongo bongo, bingo bango bongo. You're done. When XRP is worth $10, like that's the part I don't want to mention to them, but that's the reality that I cannot ignore presently. So when the question comes up, I have to be honest with them, and I'm like, yes, it's only 30 cents. But I really want to have that conversation now so that when XRP is $10, there will already be people using it for so many things on the internet that it's not going to matter. Oh, XRP, financial dominatrix that work on Twitter are sending are receiving tributes from their pigs, pay slaves, and whatever demeaning term they prefer to be called. They're using XRP on Twitter. I want the response to be, yeah, and like, so what? Because to me, that means that we are so far beyond the, oh, Bitcoin is only used for drugs. Like if someone would say, oh no, XRP, we can only market to industries that are in the banking and the digital asset, arena. Well, wait a minute. If I like to use it online, tipping people and giving them value and saying, hey, thank you. What if someone wanted to use it online to pay for something? And you say pay for what? How do you exchange something? Will you just give each other XRP back and forth? No. Someone sends you a digital token of value, whatever it is, after they wrote out something 1,000 times on a sheet of paper. Like something that's proof of pain, like how proof of work is painful for us to think about now, just because it's so, whatever, energy consumptionist, whatever that is, because that's so hard to think about now. I had this idea of proof of pain. Basically, could a financial dominatrix say these 5 tokens can be given to the first 5 individuals that show POP, proof of pain, aka you got to show your work, and the task is writing out 1,000 times. I'm going to go with a name. Bratty Nikki is the best dominatrix, best FinDom ever. Write that 1,000 times. The first 5 people to do that submit a video, and it is confirmed by me. You get these 5 tokens. Depending on what her customers are doing, those tokens are worth certain amounts. She can then exchange those tokens with her customers as products or as not investments, as things to promote, promotional items. She can kind of not use them as advertisements, but she can use them as incentives. There you go. That's the word I'm looking for. She can use them as incentives to get her customer to buy her product. But she can play around with what the product is. Is it the coin or is it the customer? So she literally has a whole economy at her disposal. If XRP gets to $10, in my opinion. I'm just thinking literally outside the box as far as possible. In the future, when XRP is $10, what will people be doing with it online? That's the question I pose to you. The answer for me to that is, where do you find most of the new technologies that get adopted flourishing? Where do you find them expanding and working and going through their paces and being worked? In the adult content industry. So, I'm not going to not think about something because I think it'll take me to a place that I wouldn't want to talk to someone else about, where normally the place is where you go privately, if that makes sense. Like, this is like what you do in private. How much would you be willing to increase exponentially? Answer me that. Seriously, for all you gentlemen out there, and I want you to be completely honest, because I hope that that's all anyone can be online. ... When say you're what's it called, a bachelor. When you think about women, you kind of have your likes, wants, and needs. Not needs. Your interests. You kind of know what you like, whether it's humor, propensity for laughter, looks, basically anything that you pay attention to or things that you look for when you go on someone's digital profile. Or hell, when you look at them. You know, how do I like to look at them? Put it that way. When you do that online, in private, it's very different than when you do that in public. Yes or no? It's very different, and I almost want to guarantee it. Because when you think you're alone, your behavior changes on your phone. And for me, it started literally with this, and I'm not sure. I don't know how I came across it, but it was very bizarre. And I'm kind of having weird flashbacks. I think I had. Oh, Findom, that's right. So it all started with this person, social goddess, whatever her name was, having some tweet regarding Bitcoin in some shape or fashion. And I made some comment to her about, oh, something like a one off comment, like that I would say just in passing, I guess. I don't know. She replied to it and kind of alluded to that she knew what Bitcoin was and that she used it, or something to the point where her response kind of made me like think, whoa, wait, who is this? And I went into her profile, and sure enough, she was one of these. She was a financial domination princess, and I was like, the heck are these? And I read in her thingamajig, in her profile, something about cryptos or something about Bitcoin, something blockchain. And I was like, wait, hold on. So I went to her went to her DM, and I was like, hold on, how the heck do you know about this? Because I was literally genuinely flabbergasted, if I could use those words. So that's kind of where I started on this adult industry entertainment idea thread, if that makes sense. Um, yeah, so that's how it started, I guess is what I was trying to explain. Um, don't touch me. See, it's great because these songs, when I listen to them, yeah, sometimes they distract me because I like to sing the lyrics awkwardly. But it helps me keep track of time in a tempo sort of way. Because oftentimes I can go off on a tangent, as I'm sure you're well aware of. All right. Yes, so I don't know if I ever finished the thought I was trying to convey about the the interesting point with this young lady, this vendor, I guess I should call them. If I'm trying to sell them a product, I guess I'd call them a vendor. No, because they're a customer. I guess this customer of mine, I don't know, is, well, let's see. How do you identify someone's, what's the word? How do you identify someone's willingness to maintain the legal thresholds of the social fabric, if that makes any sense? Basically, how does she comply with all of the things put in place to help protect people from adult content? That's what I'm trying to say. So, the first one being age. So, this is a good thing. Obviously, I am over 18, so whatever I'm going to see, I'm over 18, so that means you better be as well. If not, please leave this video. So she looks like she puts men to sleep in small spaces with bars on them and casters. So that tells me, well, let's see. It looks like something someone made for her that she asked custom, because I can see. So the latch is kind of cheap, but the casters, they might have to be good ones if they're going to have weight in there. So if it's going to last at all, they should have used expensive casters, I guess, depending on how long she wanted to use it. But the other thing that I noticed was, and I'm going to, so I can stop squinting, this section of her gizmo, and sorry to go off on this rant, but it sort of proves what I think when I ask someone for a picture. To me, it says 1,000 words, so I'm sort of walking you through the process of the words that I see from what I'm looking at, put it that way. So this here is visible staples, and if I could, no, I can't zoom in. Visible staples for covering this contraption, whatever else is back here, and I'm imagining there's probably a hole somewhere, just going out on a limb. So this she had kind of custom made. So she's into what she does because she wants to make something that she hasn't seen or isn't available to purchase, or she's very resourceful, which sort of comes from seeing her backdrop selection. The thing being, it then says, all right, so she's got the light in the back, so she's backlighting the thing she's referring to, which in this case is the dungeon bed, if you will. So she's put enough effort into this to make me know that what she means is business, basically. But I also can see that no one likes to steam wrinkles out of things. Trust me, I have a steamer sitting here in my living room in front of a painting that I have yet to move up 2 inches, as it would look better. I have a steamer sitting here in my lounging living room, yeah, by the couch, and it's just a steamer. I hate using it, let alone storing it, but I gotta use it if I want things to look good without wrinkles. So believe you me, lady, I would want to get the picture too, because it's a good picture. But this tells me that, well, if you had gone to someone's house and you had paid them to use their house as a studio, I would suggest that that outfit or that company that sold you this area, it would be better next time for them to steam the curtains, is all I'm saying. Just saying what the picture is saying to me, because this is the message. And I'm not trying to make any riddles about it. I'm not trying to do any 589 hoopity hoopdalas, but I'm trying to learn more about this person as an individual or as a potential customer, clientele, whatever. So I'm curious about travel and convention, because this means she's going places where she'll probably be recognized or hoping to be recognized. So that's interesting. I don't know what that means other than she's sort of not doing her homework, but you know what I mean. She means business. That's basically all I'm trying to figure out when I literally am doing this. Do they mean business? This guy. All right, I'm gonna end this video because I don't know what's going on with this guy, but Might take a while. In another hour. All right, see you later.